Hello, everybody. This is Trisha Schmalhofer here with Joanna Salerno on BAM, Badasses, Alchemists, Mystics. Say hi, Joanna.
Hello, everybody. It's so good to be back in this studio. And it's a brand new studio. Jesse Hall has done another great job. And I am so excited to be here with both of you.
Good, yay! So we're attempting to do live stream on Twitch and on Facebook at the same time. So, whenever when Joanna and I get together, we just go for it. We dive in the deep end of the pool and we just say we're going to go for it, right? With this technology stuff.
Yeah. I feel like I'm in good hands here and I can just relax.
Good. Just relax.
Have a convo.
Joanna is visiting over from Fort Myers, and she is the mom of our wonderful producer here at Space Coast Podcast Network, Jesse Hall. And yes, he does such a fabulous job. We might even get him on camera later.
It was one of my first successful collaborations, creating Jesse.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. So, it was a fun endeavor.
Yes, it was very fun. Very fun.
Okay.
Trying to figure out.
We have volume control. So this is the thing, with Joanna and I. We met up in a class that we were taking together. We got paired up as buddies, right? And we just started talking. And she was the first episode of BAM, Badasses, Alchemist, Mystic. So if you go all the way back to episode 1,
all the way back,
that was our very first podcast. And so it's kind of cool that this is, I believe, episode 20, which is a year later.
Wow.
Right? How cool did that work out?
That worked out. It's divine appointments, right?
It's how
we
it
have
works.
these appointments and we don't even know that they're already written in the ethers, but they are.
And her and I did an event last night at the BAM Community Center, and we did an Akashic Records gallery where we did readings for people on Zoom and in person. So that's what I was saying about us jumping in. We're like, let's serve people that are ready to come out in person, a small group, and people that wanted to just tune in over Zoom. And it was lovely. And when her and I get together, we really channel the messages very efficiently and with fun and humor, and I think everyone got a lot out of it. So we're talking about maybe doing that again.
It was a wonderful event, and I got to be in the BAM offices that have been created since I was here last year. And I'm like, we have done a lot in a year.
We both have. But what did you think of the BAM Community Center?
I loved it. I can't believe how many different venues you have, offices you have, rooms, to be able to accommodate so many different classes and personal healing sessions. And you have that acoustic table now, the sound table.
Yeah, that's lovely.
My God,
we have a meeting room. We have a classroom. We can do live stream. We can do all kinds of things from that space, and healing as well.
Right.
So that's been my baby the last year, is that forming and doing this podcast regularly. So what have you been up to for the last year?
Oh my goodness. It has been a year of just full on diving in to food as medicine, collaborating with my fabulous, very talented partner in produce, as we call each other, right? Lainey Savante Walken. She is a powerhouse, and she really has just together, along with this divine channeling that we have from foods, brought this to the forefront of the world at a time where I think we need to know that food really is working on our behalf. You know, we eat food, we enjoy food. Sometimes we argue over what food is best, you know.
Gosh,
and
yes.
There's so many different aspects of, vegan and vegetarianism, and there's some food confusion. Anyway, we created this beautiful deck, right? The Food Healing Oracle deck. And actually it was birthed, the idea was birthed about a year ago. I can't believe we've come so far in that year. We did a Kickstarter campaign, and we were 120% funded in the midst of a pandemic. And it's like, that is the miracle, or as we say in Food Healing Oracle deck language, that was complete soursop. And our soursop card is our miracles card.
Yes.
And because we launched it, and then the pandemic hit, and to come funded, it was definitely divine. And so Lainey and I had the idea. We set to work. Every single message is channeled, but you don't just get the channeled messages in this deck. What you get is practical gifts of what that food actually does for you. There's 60 cards. 60, that's a lot of cards. This is our mini deck, but you can see how thick this is. And each one is a food that has so much wisdom to share with you. We always say you'll never look at food the same way again, because now you can have an intimate relationship with these foods. Our deck is vegan, non-GMO, gluten-free, how much organic, how much better kosher, how much better could you get, right? And a deck. So for people who really want to change their relationship with food, or for people who are confused, they want to know what their bodies need because the mind is just in a state of confusion. By the way, our confusion card is cilantro in the deck. Oh. So each food has a healing wisdom word and a channeled message from that food. And, Lainey and I were amazed by how these channeled messages came through so effortlessly. We took 30 each, and now we can't tell the channeled messages apart. Did you say that, or did I say that? Did you get that information, or it doesn't matter, because the collaboration has been so integrated now that we don't even remember who did what food, because it doesn't matter, right?
Well, and I want to just share, because I do live card readings every Saturday, and I've used this deck. And it's really fun to do readings with it. And this is from the perspective of someone that does readings for people and has a lot of different decks. But and their booklet that comes, well, one, you just look at the images and the word, and I can get a message just from that. But if you want to go even further into the book, I noticed if I'm reading for someone, sometimes it is the actual nutritional part that is applying to them, and sometimes it's the spiritual message.
Right.
Sometimes it's both. So it's really the images, and just they're simple cards, but yet they're very deep, and you can tell. Plus, I know the process that you went through with the book and editing, and I want to talk about just a little bit, just the process of making the deck, because I know a lot of people nowadays, oh yes, I want to make my own card deck. I was one of them. But this little booklet is packed full of information. It's beautiful. And if we didn't edit everything that we really wanted to say, like the whole Monty, that deck would be probably 3 times as thick. We really had to be succinct and efficient with our words. And that was a process in of itself. So we started off with this beautiful idea. And then Lainey went to work getting the images, and the images have so much to say within itself, even if you just looked at the picture and not the healing wisdom word. You look at those images and they have something to say. Now we've teamed up and done angels and archangels and ascended masters and how they meet up with the deck. But getting back to the process itself. So the channeling was fun. It was creative. It was juicy, right? And then writing it down, and then having to edit the book and the words
over and over and over again. If anybody wants to write an oracle deck, I say be plums. Plums is patience. You must have lots of patience, and you must have pears in there too, because pears is grace. You need grace. You need plums.
Yes.
So, now Lainey and I, we have a whole new language. So some people,
They
when we
do.
say, oh, we're creating some apples today. Apples? What's apples? Apples is abundance.
Right.
We're going for the apples today. Or we're, infusing some mango in our life. And mango is joy. And it's like you eat a mango, you think of the word joy, and all of a sudden, every single cell of your body is infused with joy. What could be better than that? It's like
Not much.
It's like having that intention when you eat these foods of the healing wisdom word, and it does create food as medicine, because you're actually integrating that particular frequency in your body. And so most of our cards are positive.
Yes. And even the ones like eggplant shadow, I pulled that for a few people. Yeah, like you mentioned cilantro's confusion. Those aren't necessarily negative cards.
No.
They're just a different aspect of the life path and the healing path. But I like what you're saying. What you're bringing together is the science of food, like the macronutrients, what's in the food.
And
But
I know
also,
you're a little bit of a science nerd, like
I
Lainey
am.
is.
Yes, I am. So I really like that they come together in this, because I'm also an energy worker. And so I know everything has a resonance or a vibration. So yes, like cilantro, I'm not going to pick that one. Let's do ginger.
Ginger. The name of your
Feelings.
cat.
The name of my cat. Ginger. Feelings. So ginger, there's so much nutrients in ginger. You hear about ginger supplements, ginger for inflammation, ginger for digestion, right?
Absolutely.
So the frequency of ginger, it's interesting. It's feelings. Because ginger's like spicy and zingy, but it does help the belly. And for me, that feelings are where the belly is where I feel feelings.
And sometimes we have to be very gingerly about our feelings or somebody else's feelings, right? We have to tread gingerly.
Yes.
Right? And so when you get the ginger card with feelings, it's almost like saying, Spirit is saying, take care. Take care. Notice what feelings you have, but don't judge them or others' feelings too harshly, right? So it just speaks to us in such a good way. And it could be just that we need some ginger. We need to eat ginger. We need to put ginger in our smoothies, A smoothie book, by the way, is coming out. From the Food Healing Oracle Deck smoothie recipe book.
We can get into what's coming out. I want to just say hi to some people listening. Snipes, hello. Kaylee, hi. Anna, hello.
Hi, Anna.
We're so glad you're all tuning in on the Facebook Live. Looks like there's some people viewing on Twitch. No one's chatting there yet. So I just want to say hi to everybody. We are just full of mangoes. That you are here, full of joy that you are here. And Joanna came to my house last night and she goes, "Here, I brought joy for you." And she hands me a mango. And I said, "Okay, this is, yeah. And it
bringing
is. It
joy
was
to the
joyful.
house, right?
I loved it. I loved it.
I brought some joy for Jessie, too. I walk in
Jessie
with
got
some
some joy.
That's right.
Good.
That's right. Because what better gift to give than the gift of joy? Mango, baby.
I keep pulling the almond card. Power.
Well, you
Almonds.
are a powerhouse, right? And you stand in your power. Almonds come in to say, are you standing up in your power? Are you empowered right now? And when you get the power card, it's almost asking you a question. Like in our book, we ask questions in the channeled message, so we pay attention to what's going on in our body. We encourage inquiry. Whenever we pick a card, it's like, oh, guess what, I picked pineapple for expansion. That was the first card you picked today.
Yes, it was.
Because we're both expanding.
Yes, we are.
And the deck expands your perception of what you put in your body. It expands the health benefits of what you eat, and it is and we expand in all kinds of ways, right?
We do.
Yeah.
So I think why don't you tell people, just while we're talking about the deck, if they'd want to order one, if they'd want to really like say, hey, this is pretty cool, I could incorporate this in my, if you're a healthcare practitioner,
Right.
if you just want, you like oracle cards and you just have to have this deck, or if you just think for your own nutrition or your family, but as a healthcare practitioner, using this in my practice is saying, hey, there's a block in the body, why don't we draw some cards and see if there's foods that can assist. It's
Right.
as a therapist practitioner, I can help my clients with this deck. So how would people order one if they want to get one?
Our website is foodhealingdeck.com, and you can order our large deck with the book, our mini decks, or what we call our our kids' travel deck. We have the journals here that Trish has, and we have chakra tote bags that you can keep your deck in. Foodhealingdeck.com, easy to order. You just go on, and we take all kinds of payment plans, PayPal, Apple Pay, Google, all of the pays. So we make it really, really simple for you to go in.
Cool. I love that you have a little one because I have little hands, but also for children, because how fun, a fun way to teach children about food and nutrition.
I'm telling you, Trish, kids, when they see this deck,
It's just their size.
right. And guess what is starting in late September 28th, I think, is our first children's class. We have classes for kids that are from the age of 3 to 6. It's a mommy and me class, right? Fun with food. Then we do 7 to 12. We have a class for the 7 to 12-year-olds. And we have a class for the 13 to 17 years old. It's just getting them into the awareness of what they eat. A lot of kids just want chicken nuggets, right? And
Yeah.
they're kind of don't shy away from broccoli or zucchini. This gets them excited about the plant world and what they can do for their body. Do you remember, Jesse, I used to make you eat your trees? When I came to broccoli. I have to put that out. Eat your trees.
I just, people that homeschool,
Yes.
this can be a way for them to get the nutrition and science aspect
Right.
into the curriculum. We need to
Right.
go to break right now in a minute. Well, we're going to transition into that break. But I know a few homeschool moms that just as like ding, 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 I'm going to suggest, and they can go on to the website to sign up for the class.
Up, right. Just go to
Okay.
healingdeck.com, food healing. I'm so sorry.
Foodhealingdeck.com.
and sign up for any of our classes, because we have a few on there. And
We're going to talk, when we get back
Yes,
from break, we'll
let's
talk
talk
about
about
each,
it
because
all.
they are some cool classes. We'll be right back after this.
all right.
Come back.
You're listening to Space Coast Podcast, home of the greatest podcasts on the Space Coast. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor or having your own show, email us at spacecoastpodcast@hotmail.com. Space Coast Podcast. Talk hard!
Are you in the market for a new home? Perhaps you need to sell your old home and downsize or relocate. Hey there, my name is Jesse Hall with eXp Realty, and I offer professional real estate services right here on the Space Coast. Give me a call, 321-877-8737 for all of your real estate needs. Again, 321-877-8737 for all of your real estate needs. Buy, sell, invest with the best. Find out more at 321buysellinvest.com.
Join us for the fresh, new For Your Best Self podcast with Drs. Anita Saluja and Rebecca Novo of Dermatology plus Plastic Surgery. We will reveal the facts about techniques, trends, products, and procedures to be your best self. The first and only podcast combining the synergy of aesthetic dermatology plus plastic surgery. Search For Your Best Self on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify.
We are back. This is Trisha and Joanna with BAM, Badasses, Alchemists, Mystics, and we are talking about the Food Healing Oracle Deck, foodhealingoracledeck.com.
Foodhealingdeck.com.
Foodhealingdeck.com. There's a Facebook page.
Yes.
And that's a good place because they post a lot of stuff there. And get on their newsletter because there's some really interesting things there too.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, you created this deck, you did the Kickstarter. We didn't even talk about that really. Do you want to say a lot about the Kickstarter before we get into the classes?
It's very interesting process, and you have 30 days, to...
Just real quick. Hi, Angie. Hi, Lainey.
Ah, Lainey.
Your partner in crime.
Produce.
Yeah, partner in produce is on the Facebook
That's
Live.
right.
Hi, Lainey.
Yeah.
The Kickstarter.
Yeah, so it was really interesting because you have I think we had 30 days to fully fund. And if you don't fully fund, you don't get anything. So then the pandemic came. But, we knew right away that this was bigger than us.
It is.
It was bigger than what we could envision for ourselves in that moment. And Spirit has had our back the whole way, even with the ideas and the, creative vision that keeps coming strong. Within, like, Lainey will wake up one day and she'll have what she calls a brain drizzle. I call it a brain faucet because her ideas come in, right?
It's like
and another aspect of the Food Healing Oracle Deck is unfolded before our eyes, like with these kids' classes, and we had our archangels.
Yeah, tell it. What's a little blurb about the Archangel and Food Healing Deck class?
Yeah, so we just had this class on Saturday, as a matter of fact. I can't believe it feels like a week ago, but it was just a couple days ago. And what we did was, there's 7 rays of light, 7 different archangels and ascended masters that work together within these rays of light or sacred flames. And we paired up. We were given this information about which one of our cards also work with that particular ray and those archangels and ascended masters. And it was a beautiful class. We are going to do it again because it was so popular. And we only take a small number of people for these classes because we want to set the container like we did last night.
Yeah. We had 10. We had 9, but we're going to make it 10 as the cap. Yeah.
And so we have certification classes now to help people become certified Food Healing Oracle Deck readers. They are doing phenomenal. I mean, we have already had 30 in our certification classes. We've had the first 12 become certified because it is a process. You don't just take the class. You actually have to practice reading. And then
I like that because it gives it, it's validating. It's like, it's not just anybody can get certified. It's, you have to meet the criteria and practice.
Yeah, and there is criteria. We have our last class for 2020 will be October 9th and 10th. It's already filled. We might go to 12 for that one since we won't have another one until January. We'll have 4 next year in 2021. But people are so amazed and blown away by how this changes their relationship with food, because it makes your awareness so much more expanded, so much more pineapple, right? About what we put into our bodies and what the foods have to say.
Right.
So there's lots of stuff going on. That's why I encourage people to join our newsletter.
Yeah.
Because you will find each month there is more and more and more.
You just did a tarot, what, major arcana?
That is
Tarot.
going to be October 25th.
Oh, that's coming up.
That's coming up.
So if you're really into cards like me and you have tarot decks and oracle card decks, this would be a class for people because there's actual foods that pair up with the major arcana.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
That is going to be an amazing class.
So coffee, so energetic.
That's right. Oh my God, I gotta love that. I just love that. So we had talked earlier about possibly doing a reading for you, Trish, online.
Let's do it.
I mean, on the podcast, live and in person.
Yes.
So are you ready for that now?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
How many cards?
We're going to do a 4-card.
Ooh, 4.
I think we're going to do, because of your question.
Okay.
I think, and there's 8 spreads in
I think
the deck.
I was just going to
right?
say, because you know what? This is so clever how they did this, because each, you have, if you do any kind of cards, there's different kinds of spreads, but the way you named them, can I?
Absolutely,
So
go for it.
The 1 card spread is the daily special, right? So it's all related to food. The 2 card spread is baked or steamed. How cute is that?
Clever, huh?
The 3 card spread is 3-course wisdom. And then they have, even with the 3 card spread, you can do that as past, present, future, mind, body, spirit, before, during, after, or what 3 foods is my body calling for. See, I just love that.
Yeah.
The 4 card craving is the 4 card spread, or the 4 card healing. And then there's a make a meal spread, which is 6 cards.
6 cards. Make a meal.
Wow. Did I skip a 5?
No,
No,
there is
you
no-
went to 6.
We went to 6.
And then there's a chakra spread, which is 7 cards. The horn of plenty. You are
Actually, Lainey's husband, Howard, is the one that came up with the Horn of Plenty. And this is one of our most popular
see
because it really takes you in that, like the Wheel of Fortune in
Yes.
the Major Arcana, talking
Yes.
about the tarot, right?
Yes.
So that's like the Wheel of Fortune spread. It's like, what are these foods saying in 8 areas of your life? And it's really something. But I do have to say, because I didn't want to forget, when you're working on clients on the table, you can do that 7 chakra spread right when they're laying down.
Oh.
And I've done it a couple of times with my clients, and it's amazing what the foods have to say. I actually lay them on the chakra, right? Going up the body. And then I do the cranio or the healing session, and then I pull another 7. Like I take them out, take a picture of them, take them out off of the body, and then do the session, and then do it again and see what's changed. It's
How
amazing.
interesting.
You have to try that with your clients, Trish.
I will, because that's playing into, even the card itself has a frequency. Even the card itself. So the almonds, the nutritional value, but just placing the card on the body, it's changing the frequency of the biofield
Absolutely.
or what's happening in the body.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna, you know what, before we do my spread, because I'm looking at time, let's wait till we take break and come back. But let's talk before we go to break, though, Jesse. You don't have to.
Well, during the break,
Jump
I'm
to
going to
that.
call in your guides,
Okay, that sounds
and
good.
so that we can have this sacred,
I love
this
that.
sacred space here set for you.
Okay.
All right?
And before we go, I just want to also, I know you kind of said this, but this is a cute little food healing journal that was in my Kickstarter package. And then you had like the little stones that were painted. And are those still available
Oh,
too?
yes,
And beads. And they had so many. Oh, and even in this little deck, the little mini deck.
Oh, you love that, don't
This
you?
bag is this velvet. It is so,
So
soft.
soft.
It's this red little velvet bag, and I could just like sleep with this. I just want to. I'm a tactile person,
Yeah,
and so they have this cute little logo on here. I'm just so proud of Lainey and Joanna. I know
Thank
how
you
much
so
work
much,
they put
Trish.
in and how much inspiration has
Yeah.
moved through both of you to get this out to the world. So I'm a big fan.
And more. And there's still more and
There
more
is.
and more.
There's
and
a
more is
meditation CD. We'll talk about that
Yeah.
at the end, but
Don't let me forget to
I
talk
know
about that.
because that is it's linking the food healing oracle deck with meditation.
nourishing meditations and channeled messages, and we've picked 9 foods, and we've already released 2. One was released today, fresh off the presses, people. It's Lainey did release, which is our watermelon card, and I did asparagus with transformation.
Yes.
And so we have those available on foodhealingdeck.com for
Okay.
$1.99.
Oh,
I mean,
wow. Go there.
do
Order
a
that.
meditation for $1.99,
Yes.
and they're both. Lainey's release one blows me away. So
I can't wait
gotta
to hear
listen.
that. Okay, I'm going to go on there right on break. So at break, Joanna's going to call in my guides and get ready to do my reading when we come back right after this.
All right. This is Doug Monda,
This is Karen Monda.
And Chris Hadaway.
and we're the host of Survive, the new podcast brought to you by the Survive First Foundation, a nonprofit organization assisting first responders and their families in need of mental health support due to the lifestyle of being a first responder. So, Chris, tell us what we're going to have.
We're coming to you from retired and active law enforcement officers as well as their spouses to discuss the responder life.
Don't forget, this is an unedited and raw podcast, so we need your interactive suggestions and advice to help us help others.
So find us live on our Survive First Facebook page and join in the conversation, or find us on demand on Spotify, iTunes, or anywhere you listen to podcasts from the Space Coast Podcast Network to you.
All right, we're back with BAM, Badasses, Alchemists, Mystics. And
love
Joanna's
that.
being the mystical self that she is, and she just called in my guides and did a shuffle on my cards for my highest good and best interest. And so, we
Ready?
Let's see what the
I'm
cards
ready.
say.
So we're going to do the spread called 4-card healing.
Okay.
And I want you to ask your question. I kind of know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
but if you want to share it with the audience, if not, we can just do it in general. So
Okay.
we can ask about your new venture that you're contemplating.
Yes, I channeled it today. It was a download today while
Mm-hmm.
Joanna and I were talking, and
It's amazing what happens over coffee, isn't it? Trish?
yes, and we were playing around with the mystical shaman oracle deck because that's just one of my favorites,
Mm-hmm.
and yes, and then it dropped into my being. Do you want me to say what it is? Yeah.
That's entirely up to you.
Oh, I will.
Yeah,
But I
okay.
didn't know if you needed me to. But yeah, so the idea was to do a summit, audio interviews with crones. And I think it's going to be called the Council of the Crones. And what crones are women that are in the third stage of their lifespan, and they are the wisdom holders and the ones that have all the knowledge and the experience that we need to. I think we really need to hear what the crones of the world have to say right now. And I'm getting chills just talking about it. So just a simple interview series. It might be a big summit. It might just be like a series, a podcast or a video series. But that is, I feel, very important right now.
So you want to know the energy around that?
Yes, the energy around this idea of, I guess, branching out and interviewing people with wisdom. And it's going to start with the crones.
Yeah.
Let the
that's
crones lead the
awesome.
way.
Absolutely. It's our
Yeah.
time now, damn
That's
it.
right. Yes. And someone has to be, women have to be okay with that term. You know, I'm not, that some women kind of get offended and they don't like it, but if you really read about it and embrace the energy of it, it's a very important time in a woman's life.
I
And-
have embraced it totally.
Yes.
You know, I'm just at that time of my life where, you know, it's really a beautiful time. It's,
Yes.
You know, it doesn't feel bad to get old at all, people. Let me just
No,
tell you.
and you know, the society, it's always been like, oh, once you get a certain age, you're useful, you can't go to work anymore, you can't produce, and blah blah blah. And it's like, oh no, that's the golden time. That's when we all need to be going to the crones and the men in the third stage. I don't know if they have a term, but
Old men.
the old geezer stage. No, I'm sure maybe we need to make up a term.
Maybe
but
we do.
Let's see what the
Okay.
energy behind this.
So the four
idea
card
is.
healing is,
Yes.
of course, 4 cards.
Yes.
And the first card is the energy of the situation. The second card that I'm laying out, and I'm not looking at them yet, I'm just laying them down face
I
down.
wonder, should we take those down? Yeah, so people can see you laying them out.
And this is the beneficial awareness that will help you, what will help you. The third card I'm laying down is what you need to be aware of as you embark on this new, beautiful download that you had today, this creative idea. And the fourth card is the outcome, right? So here we go. The first card, the energy around this is strawberries, love.
Let me hold it up to the couple of the screens. Love strawberries.
You got the love card. That means there's a lot of love behind this idea. You know, you love collaborating with people.
I do.
You love sharing your own wisdom, and even after last night and doing the Akashic record reading with you, you know, you're very heart-based, Trish.
I am.
You know, and so it comes across, this is going to be infused with that kind of love, right? The love for the collective. And I think that's beautiful.
It almost makes me feel sad, but in a good way, like a touched feeling. So I love that is that position has certain meaning, the one on that side for this spread, or?
Yes, well, this is the situation at hand.
That's what you
right?
said. Okay. Situation,
This is
love.
this is an awareness or something that will help you.
Okay.
And it's watermelon. You got the release, so you have to listen to Lainey's release
Oh,
meditation.
We were on watermelon release, and we were talking about releasing the notion of the stereotypical crone of pointless and useless to society, and this is about finding the value, like bringing attention to the value, and also a personal release for me to kind of shed that any kind of fear or apprehension of just stepping into fully my power.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And remembering the seeds in the card.
The
Because you
seeds.
are planting, you know, new seeds for something new to emerge. I think it's an important conversation, not just because I consider myself a crone, but because I think that people are afraid of aging. When
Yes.
aging is such a beautiful time, right? So the next card is this awareness for you to be aware of in moving forward with this project. And it's pumpkin seeds, which is
I'll
moderation.
move it up towards the camera.
Okay, go right ahead. And, you know, Trish, this is telling you to I think be moderate in the way that you approach this, to have some moderations. Don't rush into this. This is a juicy project. So, you know, to be mindful and take your time in interviewing these women, take your time in really fleshing out maybe their story and how it can really, like, you know, there is a lot of seeds in this card, right? And we bring your eye to the images only because there is a lot of seeds in one area, and then there's scattered seeds. Again, you have seeds here and seeds here. Spirit is really telling you that you are planting something very important, and all seeds have their time of harvest, right? So let's see what the outcome card is.
Okay.
Because this is the outcome card of the summit. Oh my goodness. And you have beats. You are grounding this into Mother Earth in a time where the wisdom keepers, the crones, and even though we don't have a name for men, I think it's important to acknowledge their wisdom.
Yeah.
The divine feminine, the divine masculine,
I think so,
grounding
too.
down that wisdom into Mother Earth. And for you to know how important the work is, and be, you know, just like you said, with the releasing ideas that, the limitations you feel about stepping in, you know, this is you grounding down into who you are as well, the empowerment of you, what you have to bring to the world. And, you know, you're such a beautiful, creative, heart-centered person, healer.
Thank you.
You know, you just do so much for your clients and for the world. So I think that this is a project that gets a go from Spirit.
I see that. The
Go
food
with
saying
it.
go.
Right.
I have a personal thing about beats and the grounding is I get so much inspiration and motivation and power from the ground, from Mother Earth. And so it's, you know, making sure that I'm connected into that. And I was thinking kind of a cool question to ask the crones would be advice to the men during this transition of feminine rising, right? Of women stepping into their power. Maybe the crones will have a little bit of help and wisdom for the men, because I know a lot of men that are having a rough time of how to navigate with women really.
We have to bring the men along, you know,
have to.
because
We can't just
Jessie.
ditch them off to the side.
No.
You know,
We have to kind of, because men have been getting mixed messages, you know.
They have.
As the rise of this feminine, the divine feminine comes, you know, they also are divine feminine beings. We have both inside ourselves.
Exactly.
We are divine feminine and divine masculine, you know, integrated within each of us. Some of us have a little bit more of the energy of the feminine, and some of us have more in the masculine. But we can't dismiss the fact that they have lived lives filled with the same kind of experiences that hopefully have brought them some wisdom, right? So who knows, after the summit of the crone, you might come up with a summit for the, I don't know.
I'll come up with a term,
up with
because
a
there
term.
is a male crone phase. There is.
Yeah,
Men
absolutely.
become mentors. They start taking, younger men under their wings to show them, their experience.
Right.
And women, if they're, their family and daughters. So, yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. So that is your reading from the Food Healing Oracle deck.
Yay.
And you can go have some strawberries and watermelon. You can eat some pumpkin seeds, and you can certainly have some beets.
Yes.
So maybe incorporate these into your diet a little bit.
Yes. The beets, my nutritionist has been saying beets because that's a good liver healer.
Yeah, absolutely.
well. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, wow.
So do we want to read something for Jesse? Has he agreed to that? Or do we want to move into talking about the meditation more? I think another reading.
Jesse, do you have a question? How about we
Putting
just
him on the spot.
do a daily special? Daily special.
Daily special
Daily
for Jesse.
special for Jesse. Let's see. Daily special. Here we go.
The daily special.
Guess what, Jesse? You get watermelon too.
Whoa.
I know, it's a
Watermelon's
release kind of
coming
day.
up.
Both of you have to go listen to Lainey's
Yes.
release meditation. I'm
Yes.
telling
I
you.
had that same card at your birthday.
Oh, that's right. You did. Well, there's a lot for you to
Spirit's telling me to
release.
Wow.
Release. Let it go, baby. Let it go.
Because we do let things affect us that really just should be let go of. I know I'll get caught up in little things and my mind starts churning over. And since I got this card too, I'm going to jump in because it's like, just let that shit go.
Just let it go.
And think about what is it that I should be putting my energy in that's going to bring me joy and happiness and balance and stability. Or if there's a project, something we really want to do, what do we have to let go of in order to fully be present in this new creation?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, I
So
know
release,
that
Jesse.
Virgos
Release.
Virgos are very hard on themselves. They're worse self-critics, So release that shit, man.
Do we know what, Jesse, do you know what your ascendant is?
I
Your
believe.
mom probably knows.
Yeah, I do. I believe. Well, I think I do. I mean, after 3 kids, I try to keep track. I think his is actually Pisces.
Oh, that's mine. Mm-hmm. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Pisces is a challenging one.
Yeah, it can be.
That's mine. And that's really true. Is there a class with the Healing Oracle deck in astrology?
It's coming.
Is it really?
It is coming. We had what to eat for your sign. We had a Facebook post about what to eat for your sign. So, it's definitely in the works.
Okay.
But, as I said, this is like the layers of an onion. We keep getting more and more information from Spirit about how we can integrate the Food Healing Oracle deck with so many other vibrations, energies, like the tarot, like astrology, like the angels and ascended masters. There's so many things. Lainey did an unbelievable class on the elements. So we
that
have
would be
the
cool.
elements associated, right? In our certification classes, we touch on the elements, we touch on the chakras. We do more than touch on them. We explain what the element is for each card and the chakra. We go into pH. We go into the science of foods. We go into the healing wisdom and our intuition with foods and really tapping into that. So these courses that we teach are very comprehensive, and it's not like anyone else is doing these associations with food so far, right? So this has come in at a time where I think Mother Nature is saying, hey, get with it, right?
That's right.
Get with it.
And food is such a integral part of our life. Food is going to be, it's what we need every day to sustain us, but even with people staying home more in the last few months, things are opening up now, but people started their own gardens.
Absolutely.
So even kind of addressing the oracle about what food should I be growing around my house, you know, what foods, what frequency to bring to my garden.
Yeah, I think that's a wonderful, wonderful question to ask. And I have to say, you know, the next deck is already in the works. Another 60 foods
Another
is
60?
going to be birthed. And this is something that is already being worked on, and it is going to, I think, bring even more information, more motivation and inspiration out to people about their foods, because there's so many foods to cover. 60 was not enough.
Because
right?
I'm sitting here thinking, what other foods are there? But there's a lot more. Well, because you even have some unique ones in here. What's that one that it has like a weird flavor? It's kind of
talking about durian.
Yes,
Durian, our mystery card.
Yes,
that's the mystery,
durian.
because it looks so spiny on the outside, and yet in the inside it is this creamy, like custard, right? Yeah, the next deck is going to have a lot more exotics, a lot more spices in it. But it also is going to have regular, everyday foods as well, because, you know, Mother Nature just says, don't stop now. You've already gotten this, you know.
Right.
So can you imagine having a deck of 120 foods?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
that's what's happening.
Blackberries in here?
Blackberries are in there. They're procrastination.
Oh, see, and then I just came up with So, do you? Could I pull a card? I'm just going to do a little thing. Just because this is fun. I'm gonna ask you, and I want you to come up with what the word is for that.
Oh, okay.
See if you know them all. We're not going to do all of them. Soursop,
miracles,
spinach,
strength,
water,
purity,
blueberries,
clarity,
plums,
patience,
zucchini,
envy.
Now, envy for zucchini.
Envy
so
for
do
zucchini.
Explain that one.
So, you know, when we don't know, you know, like Lainey always says, we don't know what it took to make the other person's grass that green. And when we have envy for something, I think this came up in your reading too, Jessie, right? When we have envy can actually block your own progress. It can block the flow, right? Our papaya card is flow, right? So, but it can block your flow. So when you feel that envy, or conversely, if someone's envious of you, right? It doesn't feel good. It's not an expanded energy. It's a contracted energy. And you just, it's not something that serves, whether you're a recipient of envy or whether you envy others. It's not a kind of thing that that just feels comfortable, you know, either way. But how many of us will see somebody driving a new car or somebody getting a new house, and, you know, even though we're happy for them, we're like sad for ourselves. And it's, you know, we're put here on this earth to experience our own spiritual path. And some of our lifetimes, we don't get to have everything, because that's the way that we are asked to grow, right? By accepting the fact that maybe we're not going to be that millionaire. Maybe we're not going to have our face in the movies or whatever it is, right? That we think we want, but we're going to have the life that is going to give us exactly what we need. So acceptance, which is our onion card, is very, very important, right?
Yes.
We have onions about our life. We can accept the fact that we are where we are. You know, my late husband's famous saying was, "It is what it is."
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And so you go with what it is and make the best out of what your life is.
Yes.
So,
what's red bell pepper?
Inspiration.
I'm going to just do a couple more.
Do a couple more.
Hang on. One that we haven't rosemary.
Remembrance.
You know, that one hits for me because my grandma's name was Rosemary.
Oh, wow.
And just the smell of rosemary. I love
Isn't it
smelling
awesome?
rosemary.
I
Yes.
diffuse that in my office a lot.
Me too. Me too. Basil.
Basil is purification.
Yes. I'll do one more.
Okay. She's
Ginseng.
testing me. She's testing me.
Well, and then we're kind of sharing with people.
Life
Ginseng,
force.
yes.
Life force energy. Get it up there. Get that life force going, man.
Olives.
Peace.
Why is olives
Extending the olive branch.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
Here you
yes,
go.
extending the
Extend
olive
the
branch.
olive
yes.
branch. Mhm.
So you get 100%.
I do. I get an A+, don't I?
A++.
Mhm. My partner in produce will be very proud
Yay.
of me.
So I think, I don't know where we're at as far as time. Do you think we're there? Yeah, we have some time? Okay. Well, let's see. If anyone is tuning in, maybe does anyone want to request a card that's
right.
that's listening? I'm seeing we only have a few viewers, so maybe someone can ask. Or Joanna, can I pull some cards for you?
I would love that. Why
Okay.
don't you give me a reading
Yeah,
with the
let's
Food
do
Healing
one for
Oracle
you.
deck?
We just exposed your son's business. Now
That's
let's do your business. I think we should do baked or steamed.
Okay, baked or steamed.
So it says version of either or do I or don't I? Do you have anything you're trying to make a decision about?
Yeah. Let's see. Always, right? There's always decisions to be made. Do I or don't I?
I'm going to call in.
There should be that
the
clock that
guides.
goes dee dee dee
Yes.
dee. What is that? The Jeopardy?
I'm gonna just while
The
you
Jeopardy.
think, I'm just gonna say
Shuffle.
we're gonna
They're
call
calling
in
in.
Joanna's cards for her highest good. We want this reading for her highest good. I gotta make sure all the cards are going the right way. That would be good.
Right.
For Joanna's highest good. Joanna's highest good. Did you come up with it?
I did.
What
Baked
is-
or steamed. So let's do retirement next year or in 2 years.
Well, these two definitely wanted to come in. Whoa.
Oh, look at that. So go ahead, Trish. You do
Well,
it.
so one card represents next year, and the other one represents 2 years. Well, it looks like to me that you could really go with either one. In 1 year, you'd have a lot of joy in your life. A lot of mangoes.
A lot of mangoes.
A lot of mangoes.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of mangoes on this trip over
been
here
a lot
to
of
the
joy.
coast.
That's right.
Yes, I got a mango for a present. We talked about mangoes, but a year it's looking good. It's like there's going to be a lot of joy if you retire in a year.
Yeah.
And then if it's 2 years, we have cinnamon, which is longevity.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Spicy.
So I think the question is about the longevity. I'd almost want to pull another card.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it helps.
Yeah,
to pull that
just
other
because I
card.
want a little clarification on, because longevity, you can keep going, but is that a good thing or not favorable thing, right? So let's pull another one to get a little clarification on the longevity.
I love this. I love getting readings from my deck. Oh.
So what came up is ginseng, which is life force. So I'm almost seeing, and see if you agree with me, is if you do 2 years it's actually going to give you more energy and more life force and a more like a stronger purpose to continue on, you know, into that you're not done in the crone years, woman.
I was
You're not
actually
done.
thinking, you know, as I get closer to 70, which isn't that far away, that I would want to be just in this creative process that I'm in. When I say retire, I don't mean retire from being an active part of, you know, society. I don't mean, you know, just not doing anything. I mean, just really entering into more creativity and maybe not having a private practice anymore.
Right. That's what, using my intuition here, if there's no wrong choice here.
Right.
But if you go with the 2 years, yes, it's like things are just going to shift where it doesn't bring tiredness and exhaustion. Like you're not overworking, that it's more of like, let's go with the long haul here.
Yeah.
Let's kick it back a speed, right? And just kind of cruise for a couple years and let that energy, kind of like an electric car, as you're moving, it regenerates the battery, right? Not exhaust the battery. So
Kind of love that, Trish. Thank you so much for that reading.
oh yes,
Now
Brandy.
I know.
I'm just a comment. Brandy writes, "I'm so glad you love this deck. It is amazing." And foodhealingdeck.com.
Foodhealingdeck.com.
If you want to order one, the little baby deck is so cute. Yeah.
It is so cute, but it doesn't come with the book. So sometimes we have people that once they get the big deck with the book, they want to add the small deck. For kids buying the small deck, or this is what I use for when I travel. But don't forget, and I almost forgot, but we have an app too. So you can go on Indigo's Oracle and actually download and install the Food Healing Oracle deck.
Spell it out because I tried finding it.
Okay,
Yes.
it's Indigo's Oracle. It's INDIE, goes, GOES, Oracle, ORACLE. And you can download it on your iPhone or your Android, and you get to use it for 7 days without charge, and then it's only $6.99, and it's not $6.99 a month or $6.99 a year. It's $6.99 in total. Once you have it, you always have it on your phone when you're at the grocery store and you're deciding with all of that food what your body wants or what spirit is telling you to buy. You just have the app on your phone and you just spin a card or get a reading. We can pull 1 card, 3 cards, or 4 cards, I believe. And it tells all about us and all about the deck. It gives you the meanings of the cards and the cards' practical gifts, which is what part of the body does it help, if it helps with blood pressure, if it helps with, you know, cancer or whatever. So you get all of this information in that app for $6.99 to use.
That's nice.
Forever.
Yeah.
Right?
Apps are nice on the go. I love holding cards in my hands though.
Yeah,
So
me
for
too.
people that, you know, it's a nice thing for people that like to be on their phones and that it's a quick one. So I want to, we're asking if Brandy wants a card since she's commenting. And Brandy, I want you to go to the foodhealingdeck.com. There is an actual class. Is it on there now for children or is it coming?
No, it's on there now. You
So
can purchase it now.
Go there, Brandy, and there's an actual course for different age groups on how to use the mini cards. So that would be kind of cool, maybe to do that with your grandchild. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't
That's
that be
really cool.
fun?
Yes.
I think I'm telling you, I'm going to tell a couple homeschool parents about that because that's a really good thing to put in the curriculum for homeschool.
Oh, absolutely. And it's going to be fun. You know, we have Shelley Sager teaching these classes. She is a child development, you know, she has her degree in child development. She's been a teacher for a long time, and she teaches kids yoga and movement. She's going to make these classes so fun. I can't wait till everybody sees what Shelley has come up with the curriculum, because she's the person to do it for sure.
Good. Well, Brandy, I'm going to draw you a card. You said, yay, that's awesome. I don't know if it's for the card or for the class, but I'm drawing you a card, Brandy. Brandy, the card you got is olives. peace.
There you go.
I want to sing, peace is flowing like a river. You remember that song?
I do.
So, Brandy, whatever you were thinking of. Oh, for both? Oh, good. Awesome for both. So, peace. Oh, wow. What a nice, lovely feeling and card. It's I'm hearing that inner peace that you really can access that, Brandy. And I'm feeling like I want to read something from the book.
Oh, please
We haven't
do.
done that.
No, but please do.
Is there anything that you get from peace there?
Well, yes,
little history of
for well, not about the card, but for Brandy.
Yes.
I'm getting that there is something going on that has been like on her mind that's not giving her peace, and that's why that release card kept coming up. So there might be something that you need to release, Brandy, in order to come to a
watermelon.
place of peace, right? So plus you might need to have some of those great fats that olives give us, right? So there's something in the olives themselves that are very healthy for us, heart healthy and all of that. So
It just says here, health-wise, filled with omega fats, antioxidants, cholesterol-lowering properties, strong against cancer, and contains large amounts of vitamin E, help with inflammation, heart disease, eye health. That is wonderful. Peace worldwide starts from inside. And that's what I was getting. Like, gotta go in there first. And then once it's here, we create it outside of us.
absolutely.
Yes.
Did you want to read the healing wisdom on that?
Yes, that was the start of it. Peace worldwide starts from inside. This couldn't be more true. Yet, how easy is it to achieve peace? Are you peaceful right now, or do you need to make peace with someone? Something that seemed a big deal one day, yet in the scheme of the big picture, it's probably not life-shattering anymore. When we can come into a state of peace, we can change the masses. But let's start with ourselves. What can you do today to have more peace? Olives represent the olive branch of peace. What can you extend as an olive branch to yourself? I like that. Or someone else. You can make the difference. Don't wait for the other person. That opportunity may never come. Be the change. Peace is the cornerstone to a healthy, happy, and conscious existence. Consider meditation or music that gently brings your soul into a peaceful state of being. So there you go. She's saying she just pulled the let go card for her this morning. So
that's great.
Yeah. So find that
Awesome.
peace. That's wonderful.
Awesome.
Good. She said literally today she made a choice that brought her peace. So these cards are amazing.
They
just
are
know.
spot on
They
every
just
time.
know.
Yeah.
So, okay.
So go to foodhealingdeck.com, learn more about Lainey and I, learn more about the things that we're up to. Believe me, there is so much more coming. This is only the beginning. We're not even a year old. You know that we just got our decks on July 16th, which is Lainey's birthday, and the app came live on my birthday. Talk about spirit gifting
that's
us.
pretty cool.
That is
That's
very,
pretty
very
cool.
cool.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, good. I've had so much fun doing this, and I'm so glad we could present this work here. And we generated some buzz. Ryan Kita.
Oh, hi, Ryan. How you doing?
Yes. Anyway, we can type in the website there so people can just click right on there because Brandy's heading over there now. So, Joanna.
Trisha,
It's
always a pleasure.
It really is, and
I
I love
love
you,
it.
I love you dearly. I love collaborating with you,
I
and
love you too.
I love. It makes me so happy to see you shining, and you and Lainey put so much into this, and you're just such in spirit flow, and it just shows because the world needs this. Look, the world needs this deck.
Needs it.
It's
Isn't that
educational and spiritual, science and spirit.
Well, it's very humbling. I'll tell you that. It's very humbling to come to this place in my life where, I can really help people with something that has always, we all struggle with food and what to eat. And so, I come from an Italian background, and food was such a big part of our lives. But, there's always that kind of love-hate relationship. Like, we have a chocolate card that's for indulgence. And, sometimes we are very quick to judge the food that is on our plate. Either it's ick or that's not what we want. Can you imagine having a plate of food that you have the sacred wisdom coming into your body, feeding the cells of your body because you know what that food wants to say to you? It is something that the world needs. And for Spirit to call on me and have Lainey and I come together to do this work, it's very humbling, and it's been a great privilege to do so.
Yay!
As it is to see you and my son in his studio. Oh my God, this is the trifecta, people.
The trifecta. And it's just, and I just want to say, like, yes, there's spiritual messages, but it could just simply be, what do I need to eat for my health today? Oh, blueberries.
Oh,
I'm going to eat blueberries today for some clarity. Yeah. It can just be simply, what food does my body need?
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's very versatile. Well, okay. I think we're gonna wrap it up for now, and I can't wait for another year that we're back in this seat, and we're gonna see what kind of adventures we've gotten into then.
Yep, because I'll be back to celebrate Jesse's next birthday.
Woohoo! So it is bamcommunity.com is the website, and BAM Community. It's bamcommunity11.com and bamcommunity11@gmail.com, and again, foodhealingdeck.com if you want to order.
And our Facebook page, Food Healing Oracle Deck at Facebook.
Yes. So
Thank
go
you.
there, like the page, interact, sign up for the newsletter.
Oh, and every Monday night we have the Real Time Wisdom Show, which I'm missing tonight because I'm traveling, but it's always good. We have special guests. Don't miss the Real Time Wisdom Show, and you can find that at the Real Time Wisdom Facebook page.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on BAM, Badasses Alchemist Mystics. Bye.
Thank you. Woohoo.